I'm live from New York. What's happening? I gotta fix my Swerve Driver sweatshirt here. It's my favorite sweatshirt. My favorite swag that I got. I'm here with Billy. Billy, what's discount code today?
The discount code is Bundle 50.
Bundle 50. BUNDLE 50. That is the Beato book and the YouTube, Instagram transcription bundle that we've actually have even more things in. It's 620 pages, I think, Billy, something like that. Half off on it. So it's getting bigger all the time here. Anyways, we're going to talk about triads in solo. You guys have heard me talk about this many, many times, but I like to keep coming back to it because this is the kind of thing that actually will improve your soloing, I think, dramatically. No matter what instrument you play, whether you're playing keyboard, saxophone, guitar, doesn't really matter. These are the kind of secrets that people that play melodically, these are the things that they do. And the first thing I want to talk about are triad pairs. I know a lot of you have actually heard this term before, but what does that mean? Well, simply it means pairs of triads. Now, typically what you do is you take triads. The thing that you teach people first, I would teach people first, are triads a whole step apart, major triads. That's usually the first thing that people will work on as far as triad pairs. So let's say that we have a major chord. What's up, Phil? Good to see you. Thank you so much. Let's say that we have a simple C major chord. You guys hear me do this stuff all the time. If you follow my Instagram, and if you don't, follow me at Rick Beato 1. Is that right, Billy?
Yep.
Follow me at Rick Beato 1 on Instagram. I hit 130,000 followers, and I do a lot more guitar playing on there. But let's say we take a chord here. I'm going to use my freeze pedal. I'm going to take a C6-9 chord. I'm going to hold it. And I'm going to use two triads, C major, D major. You hear me do this all the time. So here's C major. D major, right? So I love that sound. That to me is a really beautiful sound. Let me play it again. Okay, so I'm going C major, D major, C major, D major, C major, D major, C major, D major, C major. If you play odd groupings of them where you're not just going 1 2 3 1 2 3 like that gets kind of boring. That's Lydian sounding. Houston 84 just said that. That's right, because it's from the Lydian scale. If I take a C Lydian scale. Okay, C Lydian scale is a major scale with a sharp 4, or it's the fourth mode of the major scale. So there's a sharp 4. You can see the triad right in the scale fingering. So you have C major, you have D major, C major, C major, D major, C major, D major, C major, D major, C major, D major. Now that's how I practice it, just like that. C major, D major, C major, D. I take all the inversions that are close. Now, a cool thing, I can take those same two triads that I just practiced, C to D, but use them over a completely different chord, okay? So I might do something like this. Let's say I've got... let's say I have an F sharp altered chord, okay? So I'm going to do this. a weird out of tune thing. Let me do it like this. Okay, so those two chords, the C and F, then the C triad over F sharp gives you the flat 9, flat 5, and the D major chord gives you the root, the sharp 9, and the sharp 5. So that gives you all the alterations on an F sharp chord because it comes out of the F sharp altered dominant scale. So those chords are right in there. Phil just said Robin is always thinking about triads. He's talking about Robin Ford. Larry Carlton, all these guys play really triadically. This is how they connect. These. What corresponding pages, Christopher asks, are in the Beato book? There's a lot of things on triads in the Beato. There are many different sections of my book that talk about using triads. Now, there are many different pairs that you can use. If I'm playing over a C7, or let's say a D7 chord, D7 sus, or like this. So I'm using a C and D major over D sus, D, C, and that gives me the 1, 3, 5 of D major, and it gives me the flat 7, 9, and 11 of D7, right? So it gives me the sus sound, the 9, 11 sound. So that kind of a sound. If you're using a 5 chord in a major key, you can go from A minor 7 to that sound, right? And then I could go, and I use this triad to give you a flat 9, flat 5, so that it resolves nicely into the tonic chord there. That would be a G major 9 there. So I did A minor 7 to D11, which is C over D, and then I did this A flat over D. Then I resolved to the third of this G chord. So I'm just thinking triads there. This is exactly how Larry Carlton, Robin Ford, and a lot of guitar players, a lot of musicians, Michael Brecker, people think in triads like this, and they connect them. Now, you can also use more triads. If I'm playing over, let's say, a D minor chord. I have it on the board here, D minor. Okay, so that's a D Dorian scale. I can use 4 different triads from the key. So if I have this D minor chord, I can go F major. You guys hear me do this stuff. C major, G major, D minor. Then I go to F major, C major, G major. Okay, then love that sound. So here are the triads. So I did F major, C major, G major, D minor. You can also do it up here. F major, C major, G major, D minor. Then you go F major, C major, G major, D minor, right? F major, C major, G major, D minor. So knowing where these triads are, you can move these things all over. love those sounds though. So I'm just taking these triads and finding out wherever I can play it here just on the inner 3 strings. So I'm going to just play on the D, G, and B strings. So let me play the chord again. D minor, C major, D minor, F major, C major, G major, C major, F major, C major, G major, D minor. So that's on all the inner strings. I'll do it here. F major, C major, G major, D minor, F major, C major, G major, D minor, F major, C major, G major, D minor, right? It's cool. I love that sound. So once again, F, C, G, D minor, F, C, G, D minor, F, C, G, D minor. That is a great exercise. Then what do? Well, you go up to the next set of 3 strings. F, C, G, D minor, F, C, G, D minor, F, C, G, D minor. Okay? Then you go to the inner strings and do the same thing. F, C, G, D minor, right? F, C, G, D, D minor. Then F, C, G, D minor. And then you go to the lower strings, the bottom strings, right? And you go F, C, G, G, D minor. Actually, no, hold on. What do I have to do here? There we go. D minor. D minor. I'm thinking now. D minor, F, C, G, D minor. Okay? So I'm moving in fifths on these. And I'm going on sets of 3 strings. This is really, I think, beautiful sounding when you take this over a D minor chord. So if you think of this is a D Dorian scale. I love that sound. That's a D Dorian. So I'm playing these. So here's this D Dorian. You can go here. Okay, those are all fourth voicings right there. So I'm playing compound fourths. And these are parts of triads too. These are parts of suspended triads. So this triad here would be part of a, if you look at it from here, F sus4. Sorry about that. I'm going to tune actually, so it's in tune. So you can use these triad pairs and things like that with suspended triads as well. And you can combine them. You can combine them with you can combine them with the straight triads, right? So I can play up, let's say I'm playing C major. So I did an F sus2, I did C major. So I did C major to F sus2. F sus2 would be F, G, C. Right? I love that. You guys hear me play those kind of sounds a lot. Those are the things that I'm thinking. love that. That would be a sus. I'm using this Lydian triad. That would be an F Lydian. So that's it. To me, that is a really great sound. Billy, you're going to say something? You have a question?
Yeah, some people want to see your right hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you want to see my right hand, let's see here. What am I doing? Okay. I'm alternate picking, I think, aren't I? That's alternate picking. So I'm using some suspended triads. In the major, I did what was I doing there? F major, C add 9, G add 9, F sus 2, C major. That's where I get a lot of these more complex lines too, where I use intervals. Like that. I'm thinking of those triads, but I'm only playing certain notes of the triads. Here, that's part of G major. If I have a D minor chord, so I got and you'll hear me do things like this. Okay, so I'm thinking those are all chords here. That's part of this D minor, C major. This is this is D minor again, C, D minor, C major, G major, C. This is what I'm thinking anyways. Right? I love those sounds. That's to me is that's just a very, very a simplified way of playing. When you Aaron told me mention the sale. Okay, yes. So 50% off the Beato bundle. We got a troll there. Look at that. That's actually just a bot. 50% off the Beato bundle, which is it's the Beato book and all of my YouTube and Instagram transcriptions. It's 620 some odd pages PDF. You can find it on my website, and the discount code is bundle50, BUNDLE 50. I'm also having a discount on the Beato ear training program. If you go to beatoeartraining.com, there's 20% off, but that discount code is what is it? ET20, I think, ear training 20. pretty sure. Go to Be Out of Ear Training, you can find it there, but 20% off today. So where these triads come in handy, because if you think about comping, let's say you're playing on a blues or something, you play on an F7 chord. If I get an F7 chord, take an F9, right? And you see this C minor triad, well, you get D minor and C minor triad pair. I love that sound, right? Great sound. Sorry. So I get D minor, C minor, D minor, C minor. D minor, C minor, D minor, C minor, D minor, C minor. When I'm not playing it, it's confusing. So you can see if you do like an F7 chord like that, right? That's another great triad pair there on a dominant chord, is to use the triad. So using the triad built off the the C minor would be in relation to F off the 5th and off the 6th, right? And that gives you that sound like a Freddie the Freeloader kind of sound, Miles Davis. It's really, really cool. So I'm just playing those triads there. So if I have an F7 chord, sorry that's so loud, hold on. Now you don't have to use them all like that, but I'll use those. I'll use bits of those things. It's great. So when I'm improvising over these things, I'm always thinking about these triads. Thank you, Alessandro. Appreciate that. So I will practice them in pairs like that. You can also use bigger arpeggios too. If I have a C7 chord like this, okay, now watch my right hand. I think I'm alternate picking that. Am I, Billy? So I'm playing a C add 9. No. Then. So I'm just doing C add 9 to B flat add 9. That was all triads there, pretty much. I think that sounds cool. Those are add 9 arpeggios there. Just like this. It's tough to get that. Okay, Billy, questions?
Man. There's a lot of compliments.
What's up, Levi? Levi Clay, everybody. If you don't follow Levi on YouTube, you should. Levi does my face. I always save it. I always say it on here. Anytime I see Levi on live, I click on immediately because he's doing some great. He does live transcriptions because he can. That's why. He's Levi's great. He's the best. You should follow him on YouTube here. These triads are hard to play. They're hard to play. It's hard to pick them and everything. You just have to, you got to get used to them. Whether it's playing. Those are hard to play like that in intervals, right? Like that. All those things. You got to know where all those notes are. Right? That's all of them. I just played them all. Would you arpeggiate a sharp 11 flat 13? Of course you can. You can arpeggiate anything. Sharp 11, flat 13. But that could be out of the whole tone scale. But I would probably... So I'm using... So I've got this. I love those sounds. That would be a cool arpeggio. That's odd grouping there. Never played that lick before. Woo! I like that. There you go.
Can I play the whole tone scale in a blues style?
Can they? I'm not sure. I'd have to hear you. Try it. Send it to me. That is the whole tone scale that I'm playing there. It's cool. But those are cool. I love that those kind of arpeggios like that. Those are great. Great shapes. Right? No. Yeah. That's tough. Those are great arpeggio shapes, though, to know. All those they're all just triads. They're augmented triads. Love it. Love it.
Is muscle memory a good / bad / immaterial thing for improvisation?
Well, muscle memory comes in, I guess, when you're trying to remember where everything is and how to play the fingerings, because that you have to have muscle memory for that. But if I'm playing a triad in thirds like that, those kind of things are hard to do, and those are really hard to do, all that kind of stuff. I mean, there is muscle memory, there is, but you have to know where all the notes are. That's probably the most important thing.
Do you have any studio recordings of Aiden improvising?
I have a lot of studio recordings of Aiden improvising. If you don't know Aiden's the greatest improviser that I have ever heard.
Do you use hybrid picking for those arpeggios or just alternate picking?
I'm alternate picking when I do these. Let me show you here. But you can use it hybrid. So I'm doing hybrid there. That's all hybrid picking. I don't know, which way is easiest to see? This way? I guess it's easy. But I mean, either way, you should be able to do it either way. That's it. You can do it faster hybrid picking. I don't think I can't. That's as fast as I can do it. Yeah, hybrid picking is way faster. It is. It sounds weird, though, I think. I think that it sounds it sounds weird now for me because I just trimmed my nail because I was playing the piano. Rick, can we get a clip of you telling us to paint the fence? Paint the fence. Wax on, wax off, exactly. But that is, the hybrid picking is good for... It's good for scales, and anytime you have string skipping, it really helps for string skipping. That was a chromatic scale in active displacement.
Can you use triads in the solo as chords rather than arpeggios?
You can absolutely use them as chords. Gambale does a lot of that. He really does. When you watch, when I was watching Frank at NAMM, you'll see Frank. A lot of times he'll take his thumb off and he plays a lot of triads, a lot of 3-note. A lot of 3-note groups like that. I played this thing on my Instagram the other day. I was playing over All the Things You Are, and I did this 2/5. I played something I never played on this A minor to D7 to G major 7 I played. Now that goes perfectly over an A minor 7. And then on D7, that's perfectly over D alter. But that's not really, they have to be over the D7. I should have played, but it doesn't sound as cool. Then on the G major, I played. I think that's a cool sound. That's a great sound. Okay, so Beato Bundle, 600 and how many pages? 82 pages or something? 630 pages, 630 pages PDF, 50% off. You go to my website, you'll see it at the top. The discount code is
Bundle 50.
Bundle 50, Bundle 50. It's pretty easy to remember. Bundle 50. Jeff said double steps, 2 notes, triads, 3 notes. No, triads have to be stacked in thirds. But I use double stops. If a lot of times I'll just break up the notes like that. Like when I was doing this. I think that's what I played. But I'm thinking in triads. That's why I'm making mistakes. I'm hearing it really fast. I love those sounds though. I love all that kind of I love all those kind of six. I want to say before I go today, I want to talk about Lyle Mays. I can't play any Lyle Mays that I want to play. Lyle Mays was the keyboardist of Pat Metheny's, who played with Pat Metheny for years, over 35 years or so. Essentially from 1977 Watercolors album to 2005. And I was a very big fan of Lyle's. I got to meet him one time. And he came back to my, me and 5 of my best friends in college went to my place, and Lyle played my roommate Smitty in chess. Thank you, Levi. Our generation's Ted Green. I appreciate that. So Lyle, in 1981, I worked at a Pat Metheny show, Pat Metheny Group, and after the show, Lyle said, "Does anybody play chess?" And I said, "My roommate Paul's a master in chess." He said, "Great, let's go. I want to go play him." So we went up to my apartment where I live with Paul, and Paul didn't go to the show. And I told Paul, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna probably come back and hang out with Metheny after." We were joking, right? And I walk in, I was like, "Hey, Paul, what's going on?" And he goes, I said, "Lyle Mays is here to play you in chess." And he thought I was joking. He wasn't looking. He said, "I thought Metheny was coming back." And so, and he turns around and he sees Lyle Mays there. And anyhow, so there's my friend Doug there, Pat Ryan, about 5 of my closest friends, Jamie Wilson, and we listened to VSOP and some Herbie records, and they played chess for about an hour and a half, and we ordered pizza, and and Lyle autographed my Pat Metheny Group White Album, and he was an incredibly gifted player. He passed away 3 days ago, unexpectedly. He'd pretty much been retired from music, though, since 2005. It was really crushing. He was only 66 years old. And I wanted to acknowledge him here. I can't play any of his music. I tried to upload a video yesterday about Lyle, and I had music in it, and it got blocked immediately by ECM Records. And it's kind of offensive that they do this when you're trying to pay tribute to somebody. Almost all of his records are on ECM, and it really makes me mad that ECM Records does this. If anybody wants to write to them, they're in Germany. Manfred Eicher is the owner of the label. He's in his 70s. They have 1,500 records on there. All the early Pat Metheny records on there. Virtually every Keith Jarrett record is on there. And you cannot play any ECM music on YouTube at all without your video getting taken down instantly. So you can't pay tribute to Lyle Mays. It's really offensive to me that you cannot pay tribute to someone that's passed away, nor can you memorialize people that are still living. I guess it's not memorializing, but talk about Keith Jarrett and some of the greats. Gary Burton did 18 records on ECM, and I cannot talk about any of them. Crystal Silence was the first one. And it's outrageous that they do this. And they need to have people writing to them all the time. It's really, really ridiculous that Lyle Mays cannot be memorialized here after he passed away 3 days ago, because you cannot play any of his music that he wrote with Pat Metheny on there. Okay. I said it. There you go. It's ECM that did it. Billy's laughing over here. He's not laughing, but he's like happy that I said this. Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys are the best. There you go. Talk soon. Thank you. Bundle 50 is the discount code. 50% off the 630-page bundle. See ya.